The story of Samuel, a voice that changed a nation. Today, we dive into the powerful life of Samuel, one of the most influential prophets in the entire Bible. His story is a journey from a miraculous birth to hearing God as a child to guiding kings and ultimately transforming a nation. As you listen, let the story encourage you that God still speaks, God still leads, and your life, like Samuel's, can shape generations. Number 1. A miraculous beginning. Before Samuel was born, his mother Hannah was barren. She lived with deep sorrow because she could have no children. One day, she went to the temple and cried out before God, "O Lord Almighty, if you will remember me and not forget your servant, but give her a son, then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life." She prayed so passionately that Eli the priest thought she was drunk. But when she explained her pain, Eli blessed her. Soon after, God remembered Hannah. She conceived a son and named him Samuel, meaning God has heard. When Samuel was old enough, Hannah kept her promise. For his whole life, he will be giving over to the Lord. 1 Samuel 1:28. Even when your prayers seem delayed, God hears you. Your tears are not ignored. Like Hannah, don't stop praying. Your Samuel moment is coming. Number 2. A child who served God. Samuel grew up in the temple under the leadership of Eli. The boy Samuel ministered before the Lord. 1 Samuel 3:1. Though just a child, he served faithfully, sweeping floors, lighting lamps, helping Eli, learning obedience, and growing in God's presence. In a generation where the word of the Lord was rare, Samuel's heart was open. Your beginnings may look small, unnoticed, or humble, but God sees faithfulness and he prepares great things in quiet places. Number 3. Samuel hears God's voice. One night, as Samuel was lying down to sleep in the temple, God called, "Samuel!" 1 Samuel 3:4. Samuel ran to Eli, thinking he called him. This happened 3 times. Then Eli realized it was God and told him, "If he calls you again, say, 'Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening.'" 1 Samuel 3:9. When God called again, Samuel replied, "Speak, for your servant is listening." 1 Samuel 3:10. That night, God revealed his plans to Samuel, marking the beginning of Samuel's prophetic journey. From that moment, the Lord was with Samuel, and all Israel recognized him as a prophet. 1 Samuel 3:19-20. Encouragement. When you say, "Speak, Lord," God will speak. God still speaks today, through his word, his spirit, and his guidance. A listening heart is the birthplace of destiny. Number 4. A prophet who led a nation. Israel was in moral decline. The Ark of the Covenant had been captured. Darkness filled the land. But God used Samuel to bring revival. Samuel gathered Israel and told them, "If you are returning to the Lord with all your hearts, put away your idols." 1 Samuel 7:3. The people listened and turned back to God. When the Philistines attacked, Samuel prayed and offered a sacrifice, and the Lord thundered with great power, giving Israel victory. 1 Samuel 7:10. He then set up a stone called Ebenezer, meaning, "Thus far the Lord has helped us." 1 Samuel 7:12. Encouragement. Victory doesn't come from your strength. It comes from your surrender. What God did before, he can do again. Raise your Ebenezer and remember, God has helped you this far and he will not stop now. Number 5. Samuel anoints Saul, the first king. As Samuel grew older, Israel demanded a king to be like the nations. This request displeased Samuel, but God told him, Listen to them. It is not you they have rejected, but me as their king. 1 Samuel 8:7. God chose Saul, and Samuel anointed him. Has not the Lord anointed you ruler over his inheritance? 1 Samuel 10:1. Samuel guided Saul, warned him, and prayed for him, but Saul repeatedly disobeyed God. This led to a heartbreaking moment when Samuel said, "To obey is better than sacrifice." 1 Samuel 15:22. Because of Saul's rebellion, God rejected him as king, and Samuel grieved deeply. Encouragement. Obedience may be costly, but disobedience costs more. God doesn't want religious acts, He wants your heart. Walk in obedience, and God will do wonders through you. Number 6. Samuel anoints David, the future king. When Samuel mourned Saul, God told him, "How long will you mourn for Saul? Fill your horn with oil and go." 1 Samuel 16:1. God sent Samuel to the house of Jesse. Samuel expected God to choose the strongest-looking son. But God said, "People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." 1 Samuel 16:7. One by one, Jesse's sons passed, but none were chosen. Then David, the youngest, a shepherd boy, was brought in. "Rise and anoint him. This is the one." 1 Samuel 16:12. Samuel poured oil on David's head, and the Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon him. Encouragement. You may feel overlooked, ignored, or underestimated, but God sees you. God knows you. God calls you. When God chooses you, no one can stop His plan. Number 7. The legacy of Samuel. Samuel lived his life faithfully, serving as prophet, priest, judge, and spiritual leader. He united Israel, restored worship, and anointed kings. Even after his death, people still honored his leadership. 1 Samuel 25:1. Samuel wasn't perfect, but he was faithful. He listened when others ignored. He obeyed when others rebelled. He stood for God when others bowed to idols. His life teaches us prayer changes things. Faithfulness in small things leads to greatness. God speaks to those who listen. Obedience opens doors. God uses ordinary people for extraordinary purposes. Maybe you're like Hannah, crying out for a breakthrough. Maybe you're like young Samuel, waiting to hear God's voice. Maybe you're like Israel, needing direction. Or maybe you're like David, called but hidden in the field. Wherever you are, remember, God hears, God speaks, God leads, God chooses. Samuel's life is proof that when you surrender to God, your story can change nations. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. May this be your prayer today.